GM. Today I'm going to show you how I made my first fake AI testimony video for only $154. Anyone can do this. I have no prior experience with working with AI stuff. When I made this, I wasted a lot of money, a lot of time, but now I document everything so you can learn from my mistakes. So first, why should you care? If you are not a marketer working for a company, you are not in charge of making campaigns, or if you are not a video editor trying to scale up your business, you shouldn't care. This is not for everyone. These are the 4 characters that I generated. Here are the overview of what we are going to cover in this video. My idea was to create a fake testimonial video where my clients just hype me up. Let's see the final result.
Banger.
He's legit.
Bullshit!
He's so easy to work with. We haven't had a meeting in like 6 months.
Who is this guy?
Now, my guy is pretty chill.
He's got like every meme ever produced on the internet.
We only text like twice a week, and that's it.
Good morning. Thank you for having me.
The pricing,
He has a ton of memes.
he is definitely not cheap.
Like god tier brain rot type of shits.
But hey, you gotta pay for bangers.
It's insane.
Yeah, he's good.
My name is Kevin Hugglesfield, HR representative at Layer 72 Solutions. Our company has raised over 80...
He can knock us out with his memes.
GM's just on another level.
He cooks.
Other editors totally miss the vibe of crypto and TikTok culture.
I'd say working with GM has been largely disappointing. His offensive editing style and lack of collaborative spirit really hurt our company culture.
What the hell, boy?
Wait, it's finally happening. ETH is pumping.
Also, there's like no risks to you. He always says things like, you don't like, you don't pay. Only pay for bangers. Don't settle for less.
Yeah, I told you, he good.
GM's edits are good, but for a reputable Layer 1 like us, I wouldn't recommend him.
He just keeps memeing us to death until we surrender.
Bro, I got no time for this. Gotta cash out my point to ETH.
Oh!
GM is the GOAT.
He is great. Can I leave now?
Banger.
Okay, so there were 4 characters. The girl, she was like the most sane person throughout the whole video. The chill, the dwarf, and the boomer. For each of these, there was a funny characteristic, weird laugh. He was trying to act cool, but yeah, we saw he was broke. Was small, but big hype. And the boomer was a copycat of Toby from The Office. 2 main points here. Always put attractive girls at the start in the hook. If you can, use familiar faces. So the video's layout, it was pretty basic. The hook, the context, the body, and the outro. I like to put videos in frame. So the hook was the attractive girl. That was the first frame. And the last frame was also the girl. And this gave the whole video a frame. Okay, for the shot list, hook 3 seconds, quick close-up, highlight what's coming and what's their personality. Throughout the whole video, I wanted to associate my brand, GM Media, with bangers. That's why I put bangers in this girl's mouth over and over again. A hook's goal is really just open the curiosity loop, especially with HR guy saying bullshit. So you wouldn't really expect this. This created a conflict. Opening the curiosity loop, by the end of the video, you also need to close it. It only closes when you watch the whole thing, and this answers why was this guy angry. The context should answer why you are making this video. Pretty simple, text in the middle, blurred B-rolls of characters getting ready. I asked my clients for testimonials. This answers the purpose of the video and puts the story in motion, but they ghosted me. This creates the conflict. Try to use as many but, so, then. That's what creates the conflict. If you only just use and, so, and this happened, it's linear. You are not telling a story. In the last part of this sentence, so I cooked my own. This introduces the solution, and finally it gives the transition to the actual interview as well. So the body should answer 5 things in my case. What's my pricing, I deliberately didn't put any exact numbers here, but I emphasized I'm not cheap. How do I work? I have banger guarantees. This should answer the quality of the videos I do, what type of videos I do, memes, brain rot announcements, serious ones, you name it, and my fast food replies. In my case, these were the 5 most important things that any client that I work with should be interested in. So let's move on how to frame things. Throughout the video, you notice that I tried to cut a lot of times. I did this to keep your attention. The normal thing of doing an interview is 1 camera or maximum 2, placing the subject and filming his upper body. This is not really good. It's pretty static. So keeping the whole video in the same upper body frame is just bad. What's a good way to do things, especially with AI? You need to frequently switch between face, upper body and full body shots. Switch up wide shots, medium shots, close-ups and super close-ups. Let's continue with the script. Everything starts with the script. If you don't have a good script, even though you are really passionate about creating the images, animating the characters, I wouldn't start until you have the script. I used to do the same, go on vibes, but I ended up wasting a lot of credits and a lot of money because I didn't know what was my end goal by generating all these images. Always use a script and stick to it. He's so easy to work with. We haven't had a meeting in like 6 months. So this answers how I generally work. Here you see the framing technique, upper body shot on the side. Next, full body shot, face and upper body shot. And this continues throughout the whole video, mixing up close-up, mid shots and wide shots. Now that you have a good foundation, it's time to move to generating the images and the videos. The tool that I use is called Vivi. It's like Figma. What it does, it aggregates all of the AI models in one place, so you don't have to jump from Gemini to Midjourney, ElevenLabs, everything is just one place. Okay, so this is the project that I created. It looks messy, but when you know how it works, it's pretty simple. So let's start with the girl. So I generated this image using ChatGPT and I just upload it here. Then I also generated this image. I gave it a prompt. You connect it here. This is the prompt. This is the first input and this is the second input. What I used here is the Runway Gen 4 model. When you have this, you go over to VO3 and you make this the first frame. Here comes the prompt and then we have this. Right now the problem is that her voice is pretty off.
The pricing, he is definitely and not cheap.
So what we need to do here is to extract her voice.
The pricing?
Then change it to something else using ElevenLabs.
The pricing? He is definitely and not cheap.
And then you put the new voice here and the video that you generated from VO3 and merge it together.
The pricing? He is definitely and not cheap.
Now it looks good. And the only thing that remains is that you upscale it. So this is how it works. Pretty simple. One thing to note here is first pick the voice. So go to ElevenLabs, voice changer, default voices, and just click through all of these and see what feels like to your character. I wanted to generate an 18-year-old Gen Z character, but I couldn't find a fitting voice to him, so I ended up, just coming up with another character idea because otherwise it would have sounded really off. So this is the voices that I choose. How to get the same characters? What I found is the best is that use stock images of already existing people. So for example, you can use this woman or this therapy environment that I got from Pexels or FreePic, and also they are high resolution. Whenever I generated an AI image that was low quality, it wasn't full HD, I couldn't really replicate the good results that I was getting because the training data, the pixels were really low. So the higher the quality, the better the results. The tools I used inside Vivi was mostly Runway 4gen. This whole process that I just show you can be really time consuming. So I'm going to show you a better way to generate better shots. Okay, so we want a small compact car navigating through the busy street of New York. Now, what you can do is create another prompt saying you want 10 distinct camera angles, highlighting different elements from the image, capturing the look and feel. You use any large language model. I use Gemini 2. So it's basically like just copy pasting this into ChatGPT and coming back with the results here. But the good things is that you don't need to leave. You can do it inside the app. So here is the result. You make an array where the text is separated by this. You have these output. You extract all of this into a list. Then you can create the images. This is more like an automated version of how you can come up with consistent characters with different framing and angles. A good tip here is that before wasting money on the full HD Runway or other AI models, first use Gemini 2 Flash. This is a much cheaper model that gives you a good idea how the angles would look like. So one Gemini 2 Flash image costs 0.1 credit, whereas full HD Runway image costs 10 credits. So if you are on a budget, first use Gemini 2 Flash. Now that we have the videos, stitching them together in CapCut. I use sound effects, background music, text, but you can also do the same as I did in CapCut for free. So the total cost, I paid $24 for the monthly plan of Vivi, and then I paid $60 and $70 for extra credit. 1,000 credits is $10. An 8-second VO3 standard generation cost 600 credits, $6, whereas the fast version only like $3. And I mostly used the fast version of VO3. My goal here was to keep cost as low as possible. The total time, around like 2 weeks. I treated as a side project. Time was like 20 or 30 hours, including the scripting, editing, and really waiting a lot of time for the AI models to finish generating the videos. Now I shared everything, now you know everything. Go and implement it yourself. There are clients who are willing to pay hundred or like thousands of dollars for a banger AI edit. There is demand for this. Also, if you want to level up your meme game, I made a huge meme database with reaction, Wojak, Pepe, Joe type of memes. Everything here is open source on cryptomemes.cc. Just shitpost harder.